Chapter 299, 9 Nether Ghost Spider 2. Other than ox head and horse face, could this thing have also transformed after death? Song Shi asked casually. Ghost Fiend was bewildered. It's the 9 Nether Ghost Spider. It's a mutated species of heaven and earth. It's said that it can devour gods and devils. It's very terrifying. The title sounds impressive. Song Shi did not look afraid. Instead, he was eager to give it a try. It was obvious that this huge ghost spider was very powerful. It was a good opponent for him to experience being tortured brutally. It's said that this thing is a mutant from the Netherworld realm. Why would it appear here? Bai Yuer looked at Ghost Fiend. She believed that the latter would have an explanation. Ghost Fiend said bitterly, in the entire Heavenly Ghost sect, only the sect master can come into contact with such a ferocious thing. Could it be that the sect master transformed into this? Lu Jiu? Song Shi sized him up, but he really couldn't see any trace of him. Splash! In the next moment, the 9 Netherworld Ghost Spider opened its mouth and spat out a spider web. The spider web was actually pitch black chains. Only then did Song Shi have no choice but to believe that this monster was really Lu Jiu. Crack, crack. The ground was pierced through by the chains, and Song Shi and the others who were dodging scattered. They looked up at the 9 Netherworld Ghost Spider, which was still thousands of feet tall and exceptionally dangerous. Ghost Fiend, from the looks of it, there's no hope for him anymore, right? Song Shi asked. In the distance, Wang Zillion, who had been led away by the disciples and elders, saw the 9 Netherworld Ghost Spider. His eyes were about to pop out of their sockets as he was filled with fear. I can't see any humanity at all. He has completely become a monster. Ghost Fiend had a sorrowful look on his face. I understand what Elder Wang said. All of them are dead. Part of them were killed by the Keon Dragon Army, while the other part was killed by the Sect Master. The Heavenly Ghost Sect only exists in name now. What a pity. Lu Jiu is quite a good person, but he was forced to become a monster. Song Shi sighed. He believed that a scheming person like Lu Jiu would definitely not take the risk of fusing with a ghost spirit, because he would lose his rationality and become like this. Sect Master, do you still recognize me? You didn't kill Elder Wang, so you must still have some rationality. Don't give up, Ghost Fiend cried out in grief. An ear-piercing cry suddenly erupted. This sound was extremely sharp and contained a strange and terrifying power. Ghost Fiend spat out blood and blood flowed out of his mouth and nose. He was injured on the spot. The elders and disciples who had already hidden far enough were stunned by the cry on the spot. Even the entire space rippled, and more spatial cracks appeared. Song Shi, Bai Yuer, and the Black Snake, who had the strength of the Soul Transformation Realm, also felt their ears buzz and their heads spin. After intimidating its prey, the 9 Netherworld Ghost Spider moved. Its legs stabbed at Song Shi and Bai Yuer at the same time like a huge spear. Black Snake was targeted by the chains. The 9 suns beside Song Shi shone brightly. Be it their size or brightness, they were rapidly increasing. The power of extreme yang forcefully evaporated the surrounding ghost fog, opening up a battle domain that was suitable for him. However, the power of the spider leg was even more terrifying. Cracks actually appeared in the void in front of him under the spider leg. It could be said to be the strongest attack he had faced so far. The 9 Nether Ghost Spider attacked the 3 of them at the same time. As for a nascent soul cultivator like Ghost Fiend, he was directly ignored and was not qualified to be noticed. Bai Yuer and Black Eccentric both chose to dodge. Only Song Shi took out his golden dragon spear and fused all his physical strength, nomological power, and physique talent into it. He transformed into a fire dragon and collided with it. Boom! Song Shi's dharmic powers phenomenon shattered. The 9 Nether Spider Emperor's spider legs collided with the golden dragon spear, producing a crisp sound. Then, Song Shi fell rapidly, smashing through the ground more than 10 feet away. So powerful! With a cry of surprise, blood flowed from the corner of Song Shi's mouth. He felt that for the first time, he almost could not even hold his weapons. He once again experienced the difference in realm. At this moment, there was darkness above his head again. Another spider leg stabbed over at lightning speed. Cracks appeared in the void along the way. The attack power was so powerful that even this space could not withstand it. Songshi used divine teleportation footwork and quickly jumped out of the pit. There was a rumble behind him, and the ground shook as if the spirit land was about to be penetrated. Why is he so much stronger than Black Snake? Songshi landed at the side, feeling a little puzzled. Black Snake, who was also in a sorry state, was rather speechless. This is a mutant from the Netherworld realm. Among the ghosts and demons, it's an existence comparable to my ancestor, the Blackwater Mystic Snake. How can its strength be weak? Young master, this thing is fierce to begin with. Now that it's at the right time and place, its combat strength is even more terrifying. We have to work together to deal with it. Bai Yuer agreed. Take the people and retreat first. Don't let the aftershock kill them when I fight later. Songshi waved his hand. I'll fight him first. Even if he did not deliberately send himself to his death now, with such a powerful fellow we'll make sure that he will still die a few times. Yes, young master, be careful. Bai Yuer knew that Songshi was very difficult to kill. Without any hesitation, she swept up her demonic power and quickly led her people away from the battlefield. Black Snake was weaker than Bai Yuer to begin with. At this moment, he was even more unwilling to fight the 9 Nether Ghost Spider. He turned around and left. Songshi mobilized all his strength. With a bang, the void shook. Golden light shone from his body, forming a hardiness barrier. Large amounts of flames soared into the sky and continued to condense new sun phenomena near the 9 suns. In the blink of an eye, there were 81 suns, forming a fire domain. He was surrounded by dense sword ki. The power of the blood path cultivation technique in his body, fused with the water attribute origin, activating the blood dragon numinous artifacts. All kinds of powers formed a yin-yang diagram and circulated, forming a system of their own. Songshi was like a golden arhat bathed in fire. He had an extraordinary aura about him. Even though his strength was much weaker, his aura did not lose out. He blocked the ferocious 9 Nether Ghost Spider alone. He held the golden dragon spear in his right hand and the long sword in his left. Then he stepped on the blood dragon. The fire dragon in the yin-yang image roared and said fearlessly, Lu Jiu, I'm very curious. Did you eat your daughter? If Lu Yuyu was eaten by his father, Songshi still felt that it was quite pitiful. Although that woman's mouth was a little foul and she was rude and unreasonable, he did not expect such an outcome. Another scream. The 9 Netherworld Ghost Spider seemed to be a little angry, or perhaps it was its normal scream. This time, the illumination that contained a mental attack was only aimed at Songshi. His head felt as if it had been pierced by a needle and he was in extreme pain. He was about to bleed from all 7 orifices and his spirit was instantly damaged. He hurriedly visualized the great yin and condensed his spiritual strength into one. Brilliant moonlight bloomed between his brows, blocking the mental attack and continuing to cause trouble. Splash! While Songshi was on guard due to the mental attack, the 9 Nether Ghost Spider's spider web took the opportunity to entangle Songshi. The cold unholy power collided with the pure yang nomological power, producing a sizzling corrosive sound. The Dharma treasures not only locked his body, but Songshi also felt his soul being affected, making it even harder for him to escape. Then, with a flash of black light, an impale shot towards Songshi's head. Puff, puff, puff! The rings of fire defense released by Songshi were pierced through. The sun-like fireballs exploded continuously, and the sword aura shattered. The sharp spider leg stabbed in front of Songshi, but he blocked them with his sword. Are you angry or arrogant that you were insane enough to eat your own daughter, or is it something else? He still had time to tease him. However, his expression quickly changed. At the same time, 3 spider legs stabbed over and he was locked in place, unable to dodge. Stop bullying me for only having 2 hands. Songshi was speechless. He blocked the second spider leg with both hands with difficulty. The third one broke through his remaining defense and then the fourth one pierced through his body. The gap between us is still a little big. I need to continue working hard. Songshi sighed. He could barely fight an intermediate stage soul transformation expert like Black Snake. It could be said that he was not be a match for this. In particular, the 9 Nether ghost spider's methods were terrifying. Not only did it have 8 legs, but it could also use them for attack as a weapon. It also had spider webs to restrain the enemy, making it even harder to deal with in battle. Song Shi, who had been killed, received a reward and quickly revived, landing in the distance. He thought for a moment and said, "If you really can't recover your rationality, I can only kill you to avoid trouble. As for the promise, I have no choice. After all, you're already in this state. I can't think of a way to save you for the time being." The 9 Netherworld ghost spider looked at the resurrected Song Shi and its eyes flickered for a moment. Any living being would be shocked to see something that had already been killed by them alive and kicking. It was no exception. With this fluctuation, something suppressed loosened. One of the eyes twisted for a moment, and a human face vaguely appeared. A hoarse voice sounded, "Blood-robed old ghost, it can't kill you even like this. You are really unbelievable.